Hi, I'm Leah Callahan, and this is my story. So, I guess we can start at the beginning. I was born August 23rd, 2001, in lovely little St. Albans, Vermont. And I grew up in a family with two sisters and a wonderful mom and dad. I was born Liam. I was a little boy who loved to play with their sisters, and I loved everything that my sisters did. I loved their My Little Pony dolls. I loved their Barbies. I loved all of that stuff. And in my household, that was completely okay. Like, it was very much viewed as, something I would eventually grow out of. But for the time being, I was just a little kid and I was just playing with my sisters. So everybody was totally cool with it, and I just kept doing that. And I would love to put on my sister's clothes. Even as a little kid, I did love the girl things, but I also loved the guy things too. I loved going outside and playing with my friends. I liked riding bikes. I liked playing soccer and basketball and all of that. But I very much did like the girl stuff. And everything was pretty normal until I went into kindergarten. My life of being able to do whatever I wanted and being in this constantly loving household with a constantly supportive family was different. I had to start doing the boy things. And I couldn't wear my sister's clothes to school. And I was now a boy, and I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what the difference between a boy or a girl was. I just thought they were nicknames, but I saw the girls and I connected with the girls, so I wanted to follow what the girls did, and that led for a rough time. Definitely a rough time. People thought it was kind of weird. People asked questions. I played with the dollhouses and everything, but I didn't see anything wrong with it, and I just thought that's what happened. I was like, well, I love everything that the girls are doing, so that must mean something. And then everything got a little bit different as soon as I got into middle school. I started seeing what the girls were going through, and I started identifying with that more. I really wanted that, and everything that I was going through, I hated. And I started to really reject my body and reject who I was. Because who I was and was completely different than who I had to be in real life. I had to be a completely different person if I wanted to fit in and if I wanted people to respect me. And that became more and more difficult to do as time went on, and as I realized I'm not being truthful to myself, whether it's out in the real world or actually to myself. I didn't know what was going on. And then I started slipping into depression. I was confused. I felt alone. And I didn't know what to do. I tried to tell myself what I was feeling wasn't what I was feeling, and I was confused as to why every time I had a dream, I saw this beautiful blonde girl, and I knew who she was, and who she was me. And I was really confused as to why I wasn't dreaming of the person that I really was. I was to everyone else, and why I was dreaming of this different me. But it felt right. It felt right. And one day I was scrolling through YouTube, and I came across Gigi Gorgeous's coming out story, and it hit me, and I realized I was like, that's who I am. Not only do I feel it, but I know it, because now it feels right. Now it's connected. I feel like one. I don't feel like two different people. I feel like one. And that's when I knew that I couldn't live as Liam anymore. It was suffocating me. And I had to do it. I had to be me. So, finally, on September 25th of my freshman year, I said, screw it. I said, damn it all to hell, I'm gonna be me. Because I knew that if I didn't live life as me, I wasn't gonna live at all. It was either be who I am or not be alive. So I chose a good path, and I decided to live life as me. And it was the best frickin' time of my life, you know? I couldn't ask for anything more, and I was happy. And I was happy that people called me Leah, and I was happy that people use female pronouns. You know, it's the little things that you didn't expect. But for some reason, I was like, my God, like, this feels so much better. Like, life just feels so much more comfortable than it did before. And I'm happy that I felt that way, and that was a really good time of my life. But, you know, every good thing that happens, something bad will inevitably happen too. Yeah, so things definitely came crashing down a little bit. My grandpa got really sick, and I was very worried for him. And I felt I wasn't good enough. I thought that I was doing bad and everything. In reality, I was doing fine, but as we all know, our brain can tell us some very weird things. And no matter how honest or true I was to myself, I couldn't face the mirror. I couldn't face that mirror. Look like a different person, because it just didn't. I felt disgusting. I felt absolutely repulsive. And showers frickin' sucked. I didn't want to face that person when I came out of the shower. And there was actually one time that I opened the shower curtain and I scared myself. You know, there was I, but I didn't know who that person was. So I started getting really sad, and I told my mom one night, I said, Mom, I want to die. I want to die, Mom. And we went forward from there. I settled at NFI. And I'll always remember what my mom told me. She said, if you don't want to live, please live for me. And I think I'll always live by that, you know. Even if I don't want to live, I'm gonna live for my mom, I'm gonna live for my dad, I'm gonna live for my family, my friends. And that's what really got me through it. And after 1.5 weeks, I realized that not everything's gonna be perfect, and I had to realize that. So, yeah, I came out of NFI and I came out a happier, better person. And I was ready to be a force to be reckoned with in the world. I was ready to say, you know what, I might not like the place that I'm at, but I will make a place where I'm at. I will leave an impact wherever I go. You're never going to be 100% comfortable with everything in your life. But you know what? Your life is only going to be so long. So as you may not be comfortable with your life at the moment, you better make that life matter for yourself and matter for others. And I did, and I made new friends, and I made better friendships. I grew friendships that I had. I became closer with family, and I started to feel like myself again. You know, at the beginning of everything, I felt like I didn't know myself, and I hadn't found myself because I didn't give myself the chance to find myself. And then I found myself, and then I didn't give myself time to find myself either. I buried myself away because things got difficult and I wasn't happy. But things get difficult for everyone, honey, and you gotta toughen up. And I made life worth it, and I made life count, and I made life something that I'm gonna treasure and that I hold dearly. So yeah, that's me, and that's my road, and that's my story. And I hope what you got most out of this is that people like me, people in the LGBT community, me being trans, we don't live our lives any differently than anyone else. And you may not understand it. You may not understand that it's all chemicals and brain anatomy that controlled this whole story. But please understand that this is not a choice, and that I just want to be able to live my life. I would hope that you would let anyone else live their life how they're supposed to, and that you wouldn't look at them any differently, because I'm not different than anyone else. You know, I may be unique and I may be my own person, but I'm not different. I'm just like anyone else, and I want you to know that, and I want you to know that this is me, and I'm happy with who I am, and I hope that one day everyone can be happy with who they are. So, I'm Leah Callahan, and that was my story.